Whew, what? Hey, yo! Hey, yo! If you're tuning in and not yet seen part 1, click the link in the description or the card in the top right to see what this hardtail was like and the custom build, so you will understand what we are testing out and why. So now you've done that, welcome back to a typical ride in Warncliffe with the lads. To really find out, is this hardtail hardcore? The original Trek Roscoe 7 now has a mullet setup, internally routed cables, a 6-inch dropper post, upgraded discs, wider bars and a shorter stem. The main features of today's test are all in comparison to the usual full suspension mountain bike, most commonly rode on the MTB Enduro and Trail C, from the point of view of a mid-pack rider. And first thoughts climbing up through the winter warny mud are a definite thumbs up.
Slippier going up here. This is definitely a bit of an advantage, yes. We had a rear shock bouncing all low. I don't know about this. Oh, no. Save a bit of energy for the top. Oh, it's about as sloppy as it gets, that. Stay on track, lad. What's going on here? Back end's going. Still on there. These tree roots. Come on. No. Get back on here, so it looks like we've pedalled all the way up to these guys. No dabs, can't believe it.
Moving on to a trail of moderate difficulty as far as Warncliffe goes, let's see how we get on without a rear shock to soak up all those rocks and roots.
Here we go! Oh, feet bouncing. Feet are bouncing. Left foot's off. Oh, it's muddy. Oh, shit. Bend your knees. I don't smell this stuff. Good control here. Oh yeah. Not on this. Come wrong way. Got some learning to do on this thing. Right, bend your knees. Oh. Oh. Keeping my feet on pedals. We're hardest thing then. Magnets. As soon as I set off, definitely.
It was clear to see that the bike was now more than capable of taking these trails. It was just the rider that needed to sharpen up. Being spoilt with 175mm of rear travel over the last 4 years was obvious. During this rough section, my legs were as stiff as back end, and my left heel was hanging on to the pedal for dear life.
Nice and steady!
As the ride went on, being aware of what a hardtail felt like on trails in the well-known Vancouver area of the woods made my responses a bit better for the conditions and the terrain, and the bike stood up to whatever I threw at it with a few minor adjustments.
Oh, maybe a little bit of pressure on that tyre. Try that.
Quickly skipping over to Grinner Woods with the Valley MTB boys, it was time to get my big boy pants on. Open it up and give it everything I'd got on some faster rough single track, tucking in behind Mezza with Danny and Josh breathing down my neck, all equipped with a beautiful bouncy back end.
Oh shit, man! Feet are coming off pedals.
These guys were showing no mercy, so after putting my send, my bike and my pride to one side...
Oh, God, yeah, I can't do it.
I realised the bike was still going strong, but when you're riding mid-pack as fast as you can over the rough sections, these budget folks can only do so much to get you out of trouble. Also, this particular trail, known as Pub Run, is not one I'd consider that rough, but it's currently pretty worn down to the bare rocks, but still running fast. So pretty easy to catch you out.
I just couldn't keep on pedals, well. Caught pedal first time.
Back over to the steeper old school area of Warney, it was time to put the Geo to the ultimate test. As we don't have a genuine hardcore hardtail, the front end is not that raked out. But will it hold on to the slippery slopes? Because round this end of the woods, it can get pretty chuffing steep.
Go on, Josh. Oh, shit, man. You're the line.
Success! This Hollybush run is a new trail to me, and first time down has been a piece of cake with the hardtail, and the 29er up front has given enough tilt, with the dropper post making life easy to get over the back end and shred some pretty steep downhill. Get in! Now, after a few weeks of running this hardtail, I've hit most trails in Warncliffe I would usually ride on a full suspension enduro bike, and so far so good. Obviously, you can have a pretty hardcore hardtail the more money you throw at it, but with a wider cockpit, stronger wheels and an actual dropper post, this definitely feels aggressive enough to me. But if I could improve anything else, it would be clipless pedals to stop my feet bouncing off, and some better quality fork for the gnarlier sections. But for a budget custom build, I reckon this bad boy has stood up to the test, and it's pretty chuffing hardcore. Finally, I want to say cheers to my mate Wes for getting a few close-up clips, and Beaumont for not only some of these outro clips, but also for the ultimate tip on how to fish out inner cables from the original build vid that I didn't mention before. Cheers, pal. And a word of advice, if you ever bump into him and he's wearing odd socks, don't ask why. Let me know if you think this hardtail is actually hardcore, and if you want to know the components used to build this budget hardtail, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for next time. Nice one.